With qualifications just ready to wrap up here, we're going to once again welcome the viewers joining us on YouTube. Carolina Simworks TNT series coming to you tonight from Bristol Motors Speedway. You got to see all the qualifying over on the Twitch feed, twitch.tv/National Racing Network. Full race coverage coming up here on both the Twitch and YouTube platforms. I want to thank everybody who's coming along and hanging out with us here this evening. Once again, 50 minutes is the race distance here for the PM-18 All-Oval Series. So as we get ready for qualifications to wrap up here, Wes Shire going to the top of the speed charts, and see if we can't get a quick word here with him. Wes, congratulations on the Carolina Simworks Quick Time Award this evening. Car looks pretty good, and you're about a tenth ahead of everybody else in the field.
If I were the field, I would be really worried because I had a really bad 1 and 2. There's at least another tenth of a second in that set.
Wow, that's
and it's very close to what I'm running in the race.
Big time confidence coming out of Wes Shire here.
Can't wait for that to bite me.
I was just going to say, you may be approaching big smooth move of the race territory here if you're not careful. But the other thing that we've heard is conditions are going to be a little bit variable. Potentially a 3-stop race if you're not able to save a ton of fuel. What are you thinking here as we get ready to go for 50 minutes?
I'll be surprised if it's not a 3-stop race. It's looking like about 18 or so minutes for a full tank of fuel without lifting. So that puts us at final stops, somewhere around 4 or 5 minutes to go in the race? That kind of ballpark, I think.
Yeah, it kind of sounds about right. So, all right. Well, hey, good luck the rest of the way here, bud, and hopefully we're talking to you again the end of the night as well.
Yeah, thanks.
Like we said, big-time confidence out of Wes Shire here this evening. That's going to be fun to watch here. Let's get you the starting lineup here as these cars are starting to make their way out onto the starting grid. Wes Shire will be your pole sitter over Simon Fell by almost a tenth of a second. Timothy Watson and James Watson will make up row number 2. James Curtis and Connor Baldwin on row number 3. Kevin Smalley and Jason Owens on row number 4. Robert Campbell, Jake Querreri on row 5. Matt Galida and Corey Cleary in row 6. Row 7 is going to have Bill Walker and Ben Carswell. All alone in row number 8 will be the 25 of Rick Cleary. So once again, this is a 50-minute timed race. Hearing that it may be a shock to some of the drivers if they can go on only 2 pit stops. This one is definitely going to be interesting. A little bit light on the car count here, but taking a look here at the point standings, factoring in the drop weeks, which is really important here as we start to get a little bit deeper into the season. Wes Shire is your points leader by 16 over Kevin Smalley. Jason Owens sits in 3rd. James Curtis and James Watson rounding out the top 5. 7 through 10, Simon Fell, Corey Cleary, Rick Cleary, and Robert Gamble. And again, a very, very tight points battle here, the TNT series. And getting ready to have a ton of action coming up here. Pace car is in. Wes Shire leads the field off of turn number 4. Green flags in the air. We're underway here at Bristol. side-by-side battle for second between James Watson and Simon Fell. Connor Baldwin now going to look to the inside. Baldwin able to come around Simon Fell. James Curtis a little bit blocked in there. And Wes Shire is long gone. How about last time by set the fastest lap of the race at a 13.35. 13.79 for James Watson in second. Wes Shire has absolutely checked out. Trouble early on here, even before the green flag, it looks like. Timothy Watson having to jump back to the pits. Trouble for Jake Guerreri as well. Simon Fell way down to the inside. See what happened here to Simon. Take a look to see. We'll get you the replay up here and try to get a look at what happened to Simon Fell. Oh man, car just got big time loose. Nice save for Simon, but unfortunately going to cost him a ton of track position in the process here. New fastest lap of the race. It belongs to Connor Baldwin. Currently running a fair ways back here up the race leader. Slide back in the pack. Pick up Kevin Smalley, Jason Owens, and Robert Campbell. Jake Guerreri back on the racetrack, but already 8 laps down to the race leaders. Several tight battles starting to form up throughout the field. Let's keep an eye here towards the front. How about Connor Baldwin? Caution is out, yellow flag on the speedway. Trouble for Jake Guerreri. Jake already having an issue earlier here in the race. Take a look and see what happened to the number 311. Oh wow, that car just snapped loose. And basically coming to a stop up against the outside safer barrier. Guerreri has to tow back into the pits. Take a look at your weather conditions here this evening. 81 degrees the temperature on the Bristol border of Tennessee and Virginia. 49% humidity, winds out of the southwest. Track temperature only at 83 degrees. So with a concrete surface, we would kind of expect that to stay fairly low this evening as well. That weather report, as always, brought to you by DeWeather Center. Find them on Facebook, at least if the page hasn't been banned yet. Facebook.com/DeWeather Center. Try to get a quick word in here with James Watson while we circulate under the caution flag here. James, West was talking to us in the pre-race about the fact he'd be shocked if it wasn't a 3-stop race. Does this change your calculus at all on what your options may be in terms of fuel strategy?
Bold of you to assume I've been doing any calculation whatsoever. Yeah, I really don't know what to do as far as that, truth be told. I may have been guilty of trying to get too fast, not focusing on other stuff about that. So, yeah, I guess it's time to just make it up as I go and hope for the best. Basically, it's what I always do.
Wes was talking about he thought he had another 10th on top of his qualifying time. we're not seeing that play out so far. That 39 machine looks pretty darn sporty out there.
Yeah, well, I know for a fact I had another 10 tenths and a half in my own as well. I just brushed the wall on my second lap, otherwise I would have put something. I probably had the speed to put it up on the front row now. So now that it's just him and me with Connor in tow, it's interesting to see how this goes.
All right, James, well, thank you very much here. Caution lights are out. We're getting ready to go back to green flag racing. West Shire going to hold the field up on the outside, safer barrier. Green flag going to go back in the air. James Watson does not get going on the start. Connor Baldwin looking to the inside off of turn number 2. Highly unusual to see James Watson get skunked that bad on the restarts. Connor Baldwin going to come around, claim the second position. Big drive off the corner, though, for Watson. Able to come back around Baldwin. Shire has opened up a 1.6 second lead over this group of cars. 13.23 seconds, the new fastest lap of the race for Shire. Slide back in the pack here, side-by-side battle. Robert Gamble and Timothy Watson. Watson in the Alpine colors, the second of 2 that you're kind of getting a look at back there. That red, white, and blue machine. Gamble up on the outside. Trouble for James Curtis. Take a look and see what happened here. Oh man, just same thing we saw. Big tank slapper. Simon Fell had the same issue. Curtis has to get way down to the inside. Get that car hooked back around. Caution on the speedway. Trouble for Robert Gamble. Let's take a look and see what happened here on that 54 machine. Oh, Jason Owens snaps loose. Robert Gamble nowhere to go. Matt Galida full arc of brakes to the inside. Drivers meeting front straightaway. That car for Robert Gamble is absolutely destroyed. See, we can't get you an onboard here for that one. That was pretty wild to see Jason Owens just snap around like that. There's Owens. There's a big hit. Oh, man, then Matt Galida just comes flying through and tore a large chunk of that race car away. Tough break there for Robert Gamble. Jason Owens going to be pit side as well, along with Rick Cleary, Ben Carswell. See, we can't sneak a word in here real quick with Jason Owens. And Jason, I'll tell you what, that car seemed to get snappy loose. Are we seeing some tire overheating issues here potentially? Okay, looks like we may not have Jason Owens just yet. Try to get a word with him here in just a minute, but under the second caution flag of the race, only 10.5 minutes in. Check the comments here. Chad Irvine checking in saying, who won this race last year? I think it may have been Chad Irvine's only career win in the Carolina SimWorks TNT series. Not making a very full-throated effort at getting win number 2 here this season. Taking a look here, we have Corey Cleary making his way down pit road. Wonder if we don't have an early strategy call going in here for Corey Cleary. He's down and away, does not change tires. Cleary down and away 4.28 seconds. Some cars have stopped already, including James Curtis, Rick Cleary, Ben Carswell, Bill Walker, and Kevin Smalley. All stopping at lap either 28, 29, or 30. So we'll see how the strategy games are going to start to play out here and who this may favor. Much better start for James Watson, but same outcome here as Wes Shire starts to check out. Drive through 3 and 4 that time for Watson's going to bring it right back in on West Shire. And even here at Bristol, the draft is going to play a pretty big role. These cars punch a massive hole in the air. Take a look back here. Ben Carswell leading a large group of cars. Rick Cleary, Kevin Smalley, Corey Cleary, Bill Walker. Now with 2 cautions, you wonder if we're not going to be pretty close here on some drivers trying to make this. Jake Querreri self-admitting to claiming the big smooth move of the race here, saying he forgot he had his analog paddle on his steering wheel bound to the throttle for the 24-hour race last weekend. He thought he was grabbing the clutch, and instead he grabbed full throttle and wadded the car up on the pace lap. So got to see a Watt spin here in this one as well. We can maybe cycle back and get you a replay of that one. That incident occurring on the pace lap. Here's the Hot Shoe Racewear instant replay. Oh, there it is. Just grabbed a big fistful of accelerator and unfortunately caused big trouble there for Jake Querreri. Wes Shire going to be battling now with James Watson for the race lead as we hit the 14-minute mark. The number we were anticipating was something along the lines of 59 laps or so on fuel. That was assuming a full green flag run. Obviously, with the caution periods, that's going to extend out a little bit, potentially even as much as almost 70 laps. Depending on how good of a fuel saver you are under caution here. Top 4 checking out from 5th place, Simon Fell. Show you the gaps here as the field works their way around the Bristol Motor Speedway. Robert Gamble, Jason Owens, Mac Galida, Jake Querreri all out of the race. Now they do have drop weeks here, but this is definitely going to be a pretty big hit to Jason Owens' championship hopes. We're seeing the comments start to roll in here. Zach Evans saying, you know what, considering the car was at full throttle, he held onto it for a pretty long time. Yeah, it was an impressive piece of driving, trying to figure out what the heck is going on to the race car. Rick Cleary, Ben Carswell, and Bill Walker dueling for 9th, 10th, and 11th. Not far off from race leader Wes Shire. In fact, you can see Shire just entering the top of the frame. So if these cars don't want to go a lap down under green flag conditions, we're really going to have to start getting a move on in these cars. Shire already down to the inside. Picking off one of the lap cars. Ben Carswell is going to be next up on the list. Oh, one car going around up into the outside retaining wall. That was Corey Cleary, and caution flag will fly. Once again here at Bristol. Let's take a look. Get you the Hot Shoe Racewear instant replay. See what happened to Corey Cleary. Just lost it all on his own. Oh, man, that's the issue, man. You gotta lock the brakes down there. I think he was gonna try to drive it back to the pits, but not a chance of that working out well for you. So Corey Cleary toes back into the pit area. We are once again under the caution flag. A lot of the race leaders starting to make their way down pit road. Timothy Watson, Simon Feld, James Watson, Connor Baldwin, Kevin Smalley, Rick Cleary, all in the pits and now down and away from the pits. 6.8 seconds. Time of the stop for Cooper Tires. Full tank of fuel for James Watson. 7.42 seconds. The time of the stop for Connor Baldwin. Timothy Watson, 7.62 seconds. Simon Fell, 7.38 seconds on the stop. So we now have one car that has not stopped yet. And it is your race leader, Wes Shire. And so we'll try to sneak a word with him here. Wes, you're having not pitted yet. Something tells me you think you might be able to go to the 25-minute mark now?
Maybe. I haven't really thought that far ahead, actually. I'm about to confuse these guys, and don't tell them I said so, but I'm going to be pitting here. Put myself to the back of the field, make things a little interesting.
Wow, how about this for a strategy call? Telegraphs the play before it goes on the air. I think we're in the XFL or something here. Wes Shire making his way down pit road. We'll let him attend to the pit duties on that number 16 Homestead Coffee Roasters entry. Ben Carswell also in the pits. It's going to promote James Curtis to the race lead in the number 88 Serge Cola machine. I've got to say, I'm fairly surprised to see Wes Shire stopping here. Down and away, 6.98 seconds. He's going to head back to the 8th position and now have to fight his way forward. Fireball Assassin, also known as Jake Correri, checking in on the comments saying, is not my proudest moment. Tried to go out again afterwards, but when it snapped on me and brought out the yellow, I figured it was safer for Hull if I parked it. I tell you what, it's really kind of interesting here because Jake's not the only car that we've seen get really snapping loose. We're going to get ready to go back to green flag racing here. James Curtis getting up to the head of the field through a little bit of pit strategy here. Last stopping at lap number 28. He will be your race leader. What did he do with the clean air? He gets out cleanly, same as what Shire's done. James Watson looking to the inside. Oh, man, what a great drive off the corner for Watson, though. He's going to dive to the inside of Curtis, bringing Connor Baldwin and Timothy Watson with him. Baldwin able to hold on to the second position here, but Curtis fights back to the outside. Good battle here for P2. Take a look further back in the field. Here comes Wes Shire looking to the outside of Simon Fell. Shire gets that pass completed. Now he's going to go to work on Timothy Watson for fourth. Down to the inside. Watson able to hold on to the outside lane there. Nice recovery drive to the outside for Timothy Watson. He may have found a little speed there because he really caught up in on Connor Baldwin as well. This is the fight for third, fourth, fifth, and sixth you see on your screen. And seeing the comments here, Chad, I can't promise that I won't be checking in at times over the course of the night here. Oh, man, Baldwin chops down on Timothy Watson. They almost make contact. Shire really has to back out of the throttle. That's going to open the door for Simon Fell to the inside. Approaching the halfway point here, just crossing 22 minutes. Connor Baldwin going to have Timothy Watson right on his rear wing. And Wes Shire catching up as well. Baldwin going to cover the inside lane off the corner. Does the same thing off of turn number 2. Protects the inside lane. Oh, Shire makes contact with both of them. How did they not just wad up a bunch of race cars there? Holy cow. Check out the Hot Shoe Racewear instant replay on this one. Shire tries to go up the middle, gets the front of that car airborne. Absolutely no lift. And you gotta wonder if there's not at least a little bit of damage. That Homestead Coffee Roasters entry. Have a pass. Well, we had a pass for the lead. James Watson holding on to the position still over James Curtis. Timothy Watson holds on to third. Trouble for Simon Fell. Take a look and see what may have happened to Simon here. Oh, a little bit of netco, but man, that is a hard wreck for Simon Fell. Kevin Smalley also involved in that one. There you see him finally getting to his pit box. That 47 Target livery machine is absolute junk right now. Timothy Watson coming around Connor Baldwin for the third position. Fireball Assassin Sing. I wonder who sponsors Wes's drawers. He might need to make a call for a new pair. Yeah, clean up aisle 16. This is the best fight on the racetrack here between Timothy Watson and Connor Baldwin. We're down to 6 cars remaining on the lead lap. Extended repair durations for Simon Fell, Kevin Smalley, Ben Carswell, and Corey Cleary. Robert Gamble, Jason Owens, Matt Galida, Jake Ferrari also out of the race. So we're going to be down to 7 cars remaining on the racetrack here. Timothy Watson reeling in James Curtis. As we are just past the halfway point here. So nobody made it can make it on one stop. And obviously they would have to stop. We won't see as many caution flag laps here in the second half of the race, just with fewer cars out on the racetrack. But now you're really playing the game of who is fuel saving. And how long do you have to fuel save for? James Curtis stopped at lap number 28. He has the least true indication of what his fuel run number is going to be, unless he did it in practice. As we see Rick Cleary bounce it up off the outside retaining wall. Trouble for the Snap-on Tools, number 25. Chad Irvine saying, I considered coming out of retirement tonight. Last year I put in 400 plus laps of practice and testing to work on the winning setup and didn't want to do that this year. That's one of the things about the TNT PM-18 All Oval Series presented by Carolina SimWorks. You really have to, the work that goes into these setups is pretty immense. As Timothy Watson's now come around, James Curtis. Connor Baldwin going to be the next one trying to come around the 88. See if we can get a word here with Kevin Smalley out of the Infield Care Center. And Kevin, unfortunately, your night's over early here. What happened out there?
Yeah, I think it might have actually been a little bit of net code. Good battle. I think Wes said on driver chat he might have gotten a little bit of damage, actually. And so he was dropping back from that battle pack, and Simon and I got into each other. I think I had the move made, and he rightfully went back for it. And I think he just understeered up into me. Probably the first time he had to take that low line. Most of his battles have been on the high side.
Yeah, it's one of those where it looked to us like a little bit of net code as well. I don't know that you got that close to each other, but at Bristol, sometimes close enough is good enough for one of these things to
Yeah, it's when you're running 13-second laps, it's not that much room for the internet to keep up.
All right, Kevin, thank you very much. We appreciate your time there this good evening, and unfortunately, going to spell the end of the night for Kevin Smalley. And I'll tell you what here, Jason Owens back on the racetrack, but 60-some laps in arrears here. The guy who's really just absolutely praying for a caution is Wes Shire. Now 11 seconds back of the race leaders. That car most definitively does have some damage on it here. Get you to look at it. You can see the front wing is all cocked up a little bit there. He needs that pit stop under the caution flag to try to get some repair work done. As we slide back in the pack here and pick up James Curtis, he's going to have Connor Baldwin 4/10 back. Oh, trouble for Connor Baldwin. Absolutely bins it all by himself. That's going to bring out the caution. Here's the Hot Shoe Racewear instant replay on that one. Slid just a little bit high, kissed the outside wall, and wow. Huge hit to the inside safer barrier. Connor Baldwin going to have to tow out of the race here. Race leaders making their way down pit road now. James Watson, Timothy Watson, James Curtis, Wes Shire, all in the pit area. James Watson down and away. 7.02 seconds for Cooper Tires. Full tank of race and fuel, and Watson's going to remain your race leader after the quick work on pit lane. Timothy Watson, second quick out. James Curtis, third quick, and here's Wes Shire, 11.7 seconds. That's just a little bit of repair time. See if we can get a word here with him. Wes, that was unreal, the air time you caught there. How badly is the car damaged?
I believe it was just front wing damage, but I gotta be honest, I am irate. When people specifically say run too wide to block him, yeah, that's not okay.
Yeah, that's the racing is tight enough here to begin with. We don't really need a ton of blocks getting thrown everywhere at the same time here.
Yeah, I am extremely mad right now.
Well, he was very confident in the pre-race. Now we've got a hacked off Wes Shire, who's going to restart in the 4th position. We'll take a look here and see our race leader going to be James Watson. And see if we can't get a quick word here with second place running Timothy Watson. And Tim, the car looks pretty good out there, and strategy, how is that playing out for you here?
I think I should be good on fuel and tires. Just trying to follow James, see what he does, and maybe capitalize on a mistake or something.
Well, the car looks pretty good out there as well, and going to be a big points night for you as well here, with some of the front runners having issues at various points in the race as well.
Yeah, hopefully. Well, I've kind of fallen out of the points just because I've missed a few races, but I think I should gain a good amount of points this race.
All right, there you go. That's Timothy Watson, currently running in the 2nd position. Tell you what, not often we hear Wes Shire that upset. As the pace car comes in, James Watson brings the field down slow. He grabs the loud pedal and going to absolutely check out here on the start. He's going to have 5-6 car lengths over Timothy Watson. Looking back here now to James Curtis running in the 3rd position. He's going to be all by his lonesome here, as we're down to just 4 cars remaining on the lead lap. Wes Shire looking to the inside of, I believe that was Phil Walker who was just coming around. Shire right back up on James Curtis. Makes that pass look easy, as Kevin Smalley has a big issue. Into the Hot Shoe Race Instant replay here. See what happened to Smalley. Oh man, car just snapped loose. Takes out the inside safer barrier. We are under caution once again here, as Kevin Smalley has his incident. How about this, race fans? Wes Shire getting around James Curtis for a second while we're watching the replay. Here's Shire looking to the inside. Gets that pass completed, and then Kevin Smalley has his incident, putting us under the caution flag. Timothy Watson going to elect to come into pit road. Yeah, I tend to agree with you there, Chad. If he would have kept it on the apron, we would have stayed green there. Nothing really to lose here for Timothy Watson, although That car may have some damage here. Not sure where that might have come, but this is a very, very long pit stop here for Timothy Watson. What a tough break there. Timothy Watson going to go down a lap now, at least one lap to the race leaders. In fact, he's also going to lose the 4th position to Rick Cleary, who's now being scored on the same lap. Down to 3 cars remaining on the lead lap. It's James Watson, Wes Shire, and James Curtis. I would imagine this is probably going to put everybody to the good on fuel. We'll kind of have to see how that plays out, though. 37 minutes on the scoreboard and down inside of 12:55 remaining. Looks like we're going to have right around 60 laps to go here. Without the caution flags, this would have been about where the last stop would have had to come. But now that we're seeing, I mean, just crossing the start-finish line there and doing this next lap under caution puts you down to 56 laps remaining. So we should be in the ballpark here of potentially good to go on fuel. James Watson, Wes Shire, James Curtis, the only 3 cars on the lead lap. Watson gets the good start. Wes Shire to run in the 2nd position, but we haven't done one of these yet. I can't believe this. We're past the halfway point. Let's try the onboards this time, and we'll give you fans at home a chance to crank it up. Race leaders working their way through lap traffic, coming around the car of Kevin Smalley. This is the only fight for position on the racetrack. It's a pretty good one here. .40 minutes down. We're inside of 9.5 minutes remaining here at the Bristol Motor Speedway. James Watson and Wes Shire dueling for the race lead. James Curtis now 3 seconds back. I love this comment from Chad Irvine. Stiff springs and high right height and you still scrape here. Yeah, you're making a ton of downforce and really getting these cars planted in these high bank corners. 24 degrees of banking here at the Bristol Motor Speedway. James Watson starting to catch in on some lap traffic here. We'll see how this is going to play out for your race leader. This is now your big question. Does everybody have enough fuel to make it to the end? Watson comes around Rick Cleary, but he's going to have a side-by-side fight between the lap cars of Simon Fell and Bill Walker. Oh, the comments are fantastic tonight, gentlemen. Thank you very much. Watson now out to a 3/4 of a second lead over Wes Shire. Shire's finally able to clear the lap cars. The friendship bracelets coming off for the next 8 minutes. Next up for James Watson going to be Kevin Smalley, then Jason Owens. Two of the most experienced drivers in these cars. They will clear out of the way rapidly here for the race leader. But Watson starting to get away here from Wes Shire. As the gap's over 0.8 of a second. In fact, almost 0.9. How about a full second for James Watson? Is Wes Shire in a fuel-saving mode? That may be the $100,000 question here. You can't ignore the reality. It just may be the handle going away on the number 16 machine. He's had to push to get back through the field. Here's James Curtis, just about half a lap behind your race leaders. We'll see. We're down to 5.5 minutes remaining here at Bristol. Oh, man, Shire almost got it up into the outside safer barrier. On the exit of turn number 2 that last time by. So we're going to have about 24 more laps to go here, at least based on the kind of lap time calculations here. That car for James Watson is just spectacular this evening. Now the lead is up over 2 seconds on Wes Shire and 9 seconds on third place running James Curtis. And with all the caution flags, he's had to lap a lot of these cars organically. There's Curtis running in the 3rd position. Give a shout out here to Rick Cleary, currently running in the 4th position, up 11 spots from the drop of the green flag this evening for that number 25 Snap-on Tools machine. Running in the 5th position is Bill Walker. He's about 5 laps down to the race leader. In fact, he's about to go another lap down. A good run here in the 5th position for Walker. Is James Watson going to look to the inside? He'll complete that pass cleanly. Pretty incredible to see 3 minutes and 40 seconds left and still 17 laps to go. James Curtis could be in danger of going a lap down here to race leader James Watson. The gap back to 2nd place Wes Shire is 2.5 seconds. Quickly approaching the end here of round number 9 for the Carolina SimWorks TNT series. Coming up tomorrow night, it is more TNT racing action with Slocano, the 4 slowest cars on the iRacing service, Pontiac Solstice, the Mazda MX-5, the Volkswagen Jetta TDI, and the Formula V, all taking on Pocono Raceway. Thursday night, we're back with another doubleheader of the Ezra IndyCar Series and the Indy Pro 2000 officials. This week, they are at Phoenix. Friday night, a real-world doubleheader of racing action. It will be Linda Speedway on the radio side of things, and more real-world video racing action from the Snydersville Raceway in Stroudsburg, Pennsylvania. Saturday, all day long, the DeWeather Cares Charity Softball Classic, presented by the National Racing Network. A lot of money going to a good cause, and make sure you check out the stream throughout the course of the day. We will be fundraising for the Riley Children's Hospital Network, specifically the Lehigh Valley Hospital for kids, which is one of the Riley Children's Hospitals. So hopefully you'll be able to tune in and donate some of the hard-earned coin that you might have laying around in your pockets. Just 60 seconds remaining here at Bristol. The biggest story at this point is, can James Watson lap James Curtis and only 2 cars finish on the lead lap? The gap is not shrinking much at all either. If James Watson is worried about fuel, he's not showing it. Watson down to the inside. He's going to put James Curtis a lap down. Inside of 15 seconds remaining, but believe we will get one more lap here. We'll see when James Watson crosses the start-finish line. Off of turn number 4, white flag is out, 1 lap to go here at Bristol. Clean down the back, straightaway through turns 3 and 4 for the final time, and James Watson picks up the win over West Shire. James Curtis, Rick Cleary, and Bill Walker, your top 5 in a dominating performance. That number 39 machine. James Watson's going to burn them down here in the corners. Let's get you your race results. Watson getting the win over West Shire. James Curtis, Rick Cleary, and Bill Walker, as we mentioned. Only West Shire finishing on the lead lap with your race winner. 6 through 10, Simon Fell, Kevin Smalley, Corey Cleary, Timothy Watson, and Connor Baldwin. Jason Owens finishing in the 11th position. Ben Carswell, 12th. Matt Galida in the 13th position. Robert Gamble and Jake Guerreri, will round out the field. We'll start off our podium interviews here this evening with third place finishing James Curtis. And I tell you what, James, the car looked pretty good, but good Lord, were there some fast race cars out there tonight.
Oh, yeah. I really had no shot at the win last night unless Wes and James got tangled up. I mean, I was kind of racing for a top 5 there. I knew I didn't have the pace tonight. So I'm happy with the third place. Stayed out of trouble there. But, wow, there were some amazing cars.
Yeah, that was sort of the name of the game tonight, was keep yourself out of trouble and let the race sort of come to you in a way.
Absolutely. I mean, that's really all I could do because I was pretty good in the draft. I put a little extra downforce on this setup just to kind of keep it safe. And I think I did pretty good. I was able to keep up with Watson a bit whenever I was in the draft. Wes was a little bit tougher, at least until he got damage. But, yeah, once they got away from me, I had nothing for him.
Well, good podium finish tonight and a good points night when some of your other championship rivals had some issues here. So congratulations on that. And who would you like to thank?
Hey, so I would like to thank everybody watching the InterN broadcast. I mean, you guys do an amazing job every week. Thanks for everybody that's hanging out, watching on the stream as well. Really appreciate the support every week from you guys. And, thanks to our sponsors, Daredevil and Carolina SimWorks.
All right, brother. Well, thank you very much. Hopefully we're talking to you again next week. We'll pick up our runner-up finisher this evening, Mr. Wes Shire. And Wes, you were pretty pumped early here, frustrated at the midpoint of the race. Was the car just never as quick as it was after that damage, or what happened late there?
No, I think I had some floor damage remaining after that. Ultimately, I put myself in a bad position by pitting late with that strategy call. It's infuriating when people just decide and say, let's sit too wide to block him. And then when you get a run, they just pinch you and hit you. Yeah. Again, ultimately, it's my fault for putting myself behind them to begin with. But just...
It sounds like that's kind of the gamesmanship stuff that you don't want to see team orders come into play ever in the sport. And I'm not saying that's necessarily what happened tonight, but obviously it sounds like you're pretty upset here, I would imagine, probably heading off to talk to race stewards here.
There's already been some short discussions. You sort of pulled me out in the middle of that. But yeah, there's going to be, I don't know. There's got to be something at least addressed. I don't know. Ultimately, it's my fault for putting myself there. But it's really frustrating.
You still came away with a fantastic finish tonight. Good runner-up there to James Watson. And in a very tight points battle on a night where Kevin Smalley had issues and Jason Owens had issues, this becomes a good points night for you when everybody else is probably looking at a drop week.
Yeah, I mean, there is at least that bright side, but...
All right, Wes. Well,
yeah,
congratulations.
Just really bummed.
Congratulations on the podium here, bud. Who do you want to thank?
Yeah, and I, of course, always got to thank you for doing the broadcast, Jason, for putting it all on, and Homestead Coffee deserved a win tonight. Credit to James. He drove very well, and he deserved that win. But, man, I really think we were the car to beat. And, yeah, it is what it is.
All right, there you go, folks. A pretty dejected West Shire, and, well, a guy who's most certainly not going to be down in Carolina Simworks Victory Lane, James Watson. Man, that car looked absolutely spectacular tonight.
Oh my god. I can't believe it. I can't believe it. That thing was an absolute rocket ship. Me and Connor, specifically Connor, because everyone knows I don't know jack from crap when it comes to setting up cars. We were just spending so much time making adjustments to that car to get it to work, and I knew I had a rocket ship under me, and it showed it, and oh my god, I can't believe it actually happened. I straight up thought I would never get a win in this league.
Yeah,
Oh my god.
you checked off one of the big ones here tonight, and you're going to have another shot coming up on Thursday night with the Ezra IndyCar Series as well. So, got to be a pretty big confidence boost as you head into another big race a little bit later on in the week.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see. Bristol's always been one of my better ones, and I had a feeling that if I could get a good setup and a little bit of luck on my side, that I might be able to pull something off here. But Pocono, I've never done good in that track, and I always seem to either run severely mediocre or, like the last time, get completely destroyed in something. So I'm just gonna enjoy this one for now. Got one miracle off the list. I'll think about the next one later.
Yeah, you got another shot at Pocono tomorrow night in one of the slowest cars on the iRacing platform. Really looking forward to that one too. But before we let you go here, bud, and say congratulations one more time, who do you want to thank?
I gotta thank ZAS Designs for doing my paint schemes as always. I gotta thank you and NRN for coming on board and giving me so much support. I gotta thank my folks for watching. I know they're going nuts. They know how much a win here meant to me and how frustrated I've been in here in Esra the last eons. So yeah, I know they're absolutely going nuts.
All right, there you go. There's your race winner, James Watson. A big points night as well for that number 39 machine. And with that, we're going to get ready to wrap up our coverage here. And have to pull this comment up from Zach Evans here as we're going to take a look. There are 3 things that all wise men fear: the sea in storm, a night with no moon, and the anger of a gentle man. Yeah, Westshire is one of those guys who about as even keel of a dude as you're going to find. I mean, he's fixing musical instruments all day and knows opera and everything else. Very chill on that meter. And it's pretty intense to see Wes as fired up as he is here this evening. But with that, we're going to wrap up our coverage here from the Bristol Motor Speedway. Coming up tonight, making his play-by-play debut after a 12th place finish this evening, Mr. Ben Carswell will be handling the play-by-play duties for the TNT Special Events Slocano event tomorrow night. Looking forward to having Ben take over the controls here for an evening. Coming up on Thursday, a doubleheader of racing action, 8 p.m. in the East, the Ezra IndyCar Series, followed by the Indy Pro 2000 Series at 10:15. Doubleheader of Real World Racing Friday night, Linda's Speedway Live radio style from Jonestown, Pennsylvania, and video action coming from the Snydersville Raceway up in Stroudsburg, Pennsylvania. So we got a ton of Real World Racing action coming for you on Friday night. also, we're going to have on Saturday the DeWeather Cares Charity Softball Classic. You'll start seeing coverage for that one right around 8:30 in the morning. We're going to go till about 5 or 6 in the afternoon. It's going to be a long day of fun, frivolity, and maybe even a little bit of softball in the middle of it. But big-time charity stuff, and you've seen the promo. We've been hyping this thing for months. We cannot wait to get out there. Coming up on Sunday, the High Slide Cup Series kicks off their playoff run. And then we're right back here to Monday and Tuesday. Silver Crown Sprint Cars, TNT, just content all around here. Plus, don't miss all the action on Facebook for the interviews Bert Wojcik has been doing for us for the High Side Hustle from PA 410 Speed Week. Tonight, running at the Grandview Speedway in Bechtelsville, Pennsylvania. You'll get to see the winners' interviews with Bert tomorrow morning. But for that, we're going to wrap up our coverage here from Thunder Valley. It has been a pleasure to speak with all of you this evening. We're looking forward to doing it again tomorrow night. For everybody here at the National Racing Network, my name is Chris Graham. It has been, as always, my pleasure to chat with you this evening. We'll talk to you soon. Have a good night, everybody.